Welcome to tonight's broadcast of Luling Eagles Sports on the Luling Eagles Sports broadcast. And now let's go down to the broadcast booth with the Luling Eagles Sports broadcast crew of Eric Lugo, Brad Wright, and Gregory Tracy.
Woo. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast here on the Luling Eagles Sports broadcast. We are at Pleasanton High School, Pleasanton, Texas, for tonight's area playoff game between your Luling Eagles and the City Javelinas. Sorry, it got on a little late. Oh, don't let us fall down here. Thank you. I was going to fall over pretty quick. Luckily, the gentleman in front of me helped me not to do that. Three-pointer on the way, no good. And goes out off Javelinas. Will be the Eagles' ball. Minute 6 left in the first period. Again, we have the scoreboard feed for you. We aren't allowed to run video. At least let me put it like this: we don't pay to run the video. That's a more appropriate way of saying it. So Jaime Gomez with it. Gets it over. Oh, and knocked away. Tried to get it to Jaime Baker, but it was knocked away by the Javelinas. Spencer with it for the Eagles. Gets it over to Flores. Back to Spencer. Over to Jaime Gomez. Over to Spencer. Back to Jaime. Back to Spencer. Spencer's going to drive in. Almost lost it. Instead gets it to Flores. He shoots a three, and that's no good off the rim. Rebound by the Javelinas. Coming the other way with it. Zero with it. Shoots it and lays it up, and it's good. That was Jaden Rousseau for Crystal City. Jaime coming the other way with it, and I believe he's going to get bumped, going to get a foul there. 15.1 seconds left here in the first period. And got two of the guys with me, Brad Wright, Greg Tracy. Brad, Greg, how y'all doing?
Doing great. Doing great, Eric. How are you?
I know Greg's taking a little break over there. He had to drive us over here, so he's getting a little break, but he'll be on here shortly. Jaime with it over to Spencer. Inside to Flores. Flores with it, shoots it, no good. Rebound by the Javelinas. And at the buzzer, and pretty close as it goes off the backboard, but then no good. So at the end of one period here at Pleasanton, Texas, Pleasanton High School, your scores, the Crystal City Javelinas 24, your Luling Eagles 12. So we'll go ahead and run a commercial real quick. We'll run a commercial even though he's not here with us today. He's always with us in spirit, Logan Pettis, Uncle Wiggly's Wieners. So stay tuned here on the Luling Eagles Sports broadcast. Of course, they are our title sponsor for the winter sports of boys and girls basketball and boys and girls soccer.
Come on down, Uncle Wiggly's in town. Hot and delicious, it's the best around. They got burgers and Bluebell and so much more. Retro wrestling and music, there's fun in store. So come on down to Uncle Wiggly's at our Luling store.
And we're back here on the Luling Eagles Sports broadcast. Eric Lugo, Brad Wright, Greg Tracy, all here with you. About to get started with the second period. The Eagles have the possession arrow, so they'll get the inbound here to start the second period. Inbounded to Jaime. Jaime with it, bringing it across midcourt. Over to Spencer. Back to Jaime. Over to Flores. Back to Jaime. Over to Spencer. Spencer with it. Dribbling around, gets it over to Flores. Inside to Zamarian Cruz, but Zamarian loses it. Goes off of his hands and out of bounds. And going to be turned over to the Javelinas. And they'll come the other way with it. 7:39 left until halftime. Just to let everyone know, we are up in the stands, so if the camera does shake every once in a while, that's probably going to be why. So three-pointer on the way is no good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by number 2. That's Chris Mena, I believe that is M-E-N-A, and passes it off. Pass around. Zero with it. Flores went by, and then That was Rousseau shot the three, and it's good. Eagles down 15 now. Baker with it. And going to get a draw foul there. The Eagles guys are kind of in dangerous territory here. They're down 15 already. Of course, there's still a lot of the second period left and all the second half, but you don't want to get too far behind if you're the Eagles and have to dig yourself out of a hole that may be too deep. Baker will be inbounding. Gets it over to Jaime. Jaime over to Spencer. Spencer over to Jaime. Over to Palacios, who's in. Braden Palacios, number 1 for the Eagles. Spencer with it now. Spencer gets it inside to Flores. He's got an opening. Lays it up, but he misses. Rebound by Palacios, and he scores. Need more of that if you're the Eagles, and a few more stops on defense would be nice too. 13 with it for the Javelinas. Shoots a lefty jumper off the backboard and rim, and then misses, goes out. Baker comes up with a rebound for the Eagles. Goes across midcourt over to Flores. Flores with it. Gets it over to Jaime. Jaime thought about a three and changed his mind. Instead throws it cross court to Aiden. Aiden with it. Over to Spencer. Spencer gets it over to Jaime. Over to Flores. Flores thought about it and changed his mind and drives in, shoots it, and he scores, and he's going to be fouled. So an and one, huge there for the Eagles as they try to dig their way back out of this hole, as I mentioned. So if Aiden can score here, he can cut the lead down to 10. And when the lead is already ballooning to 15, that's an accomplishment if you're an Eagle fan and if you're the Eagle team.
That's third foul on number 11 for Crystal City.
So that's going to be, or I'll say it's going to be, but it may be big. We'll see. Free throw from Flores is off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Mena for Crystal City. Hope I'm saying that young man's name right. There's a foul, I think, on the Eagles. The Javelinas will be inbounding the ball. 5:55, as you see there in front of you, left until halftime. Mena with it. Oh, he falls down, but he did get the pass to his teammate, Urabazo. Urabazo on that last name. He drives in. That was number 1 and had it blocked by, I think it was Baker.
Yes.
Flores with it. Gets it over to Jaime. Over to Spencer, who's got a wide open three, and that's good. Exactly what the Eagles needed. Javelinas coming the other way with it. Now the Eagles within single digits at 8. I've noticed, Bradley, so far that these guys like to shoot the long ball. So if you make them, that's fine. But you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. We both know that, right? So we'll see how it goes here on out. Pass inside to Urabazo. Passes it out. 3's a three-pointer, and that's no good. Rebound by Flores. Oh, and then a steal and a three-pointer on the way, and that's good. That was Mena, and that was a big turn of events right there. Flores with it. Over to Spencer. Spencer into the front court. Over to Jaime. Back to Spencer. Spencer drives in and then changes his mind, passes it out to Baker. Baker tried to throw it off of one of the Javelinas and didn't do it. They saw it coming, and so they moved out of the way. 10 with a three-pointer for them. That's no good. Rebounded by number 3. That's Castillo, Bobby Castillo. Eagles trail by 11 now. Tough break there on that, as I mentioned, that got the rebound, Flores, and then threw it away. The Mena was all over that, and there's a jump shot there by the aforementioned Mena, and he misses, but he does get fouled. 4:13 now left until halftime. And as you see there in front of you, I didn't have to put who the Luling was today and who they weren't, because we got names on these scoreboards, fancy scoreboards here in Pleasanton, Texas. Free throw is no good from Mena.
I think he pronounces that Mena.
Is it Mena? Okay.
Yeah.
So free throw, another one coming for, we'll go with Brad, what Brad said, Mena. free throw this time is good. Gives the Eagles a 12-point lead. I thought that was going to Baker for a minute. There's Jaime's going to drive in, lays it up, no good. Baker went for a follow dunk and didn't get it. And then we got an out of bounds. A Javelina player, half of him was out of bounds, and the other half that was touching the ball was inbounds, which was his foot. So the Eagles catch a break there because that could have been a fast break easily the other way. Jaime's going to line up a three. He's wide open, and he misses it off the back of the rim. Rebound, fought for, and the Javelinas are going to have a out front, and that's 10, and he scored. That's Rick Rios for the Javelinas, and makes the score 33-19. Eagles going back out a big deficit again. And it looked like a foul that they didn't call. Maybe they may have finally gotten it. It took a little while. The official that was closest to it, it seemed like he took a little longer to call that than he should have. But he did finally call it. So Spencer inbounds to Jaime Gomez. Over to Flores. Back to Jaime. Jaime with it. And gets it to Aiden. Aiden inside. And no good, but he does get fouled, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Brad, did we check and everything's – are we good?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
good. Let's make sure
good.
that everybody was hearing us. So Flores to the line. 1 free throw is good, the first one. So, Brad, like before the end of the half here, you'd like to see the Eagles try to make a little bit of a run if they can, try to at least cut into that 13-point lead.
Yeah, if you could get it down to around 6 or so at least.
Right.
You feel a lot more confident going into the locker room.
So, Mena bringing it up the floor for the Javelinas. Guarded out there by Jaime Gomez.
This is what they like to do. They like to spread the court and try to take you one-on-one.
Over to 13, that's Urabazo. And he lays it up, and it's good. And Eagles bringing it the other way. Over to Flores. Oh, and Flores is going to get fouled. So let's see if it's going to be a bonus time. Yeah, Is it? I believe it is. Yeah, because the Javelinas have 5 fouls on them. So the fouls from here on out for the the fouls against the Eagles on the Javelinas are going to result in 2 free throws from the Eagles for the rest of the half, which is 3 minutes worth. So if you're the Eagles, you got to try to take advantage of that. First free throw is good. And again, apologies for getting on a little later than we hoped. I'd been told by the AD he'd have the information, and then he sent me to one of his assistant coaches to get it, so or the Wi-Fi, that is. So by that time, it took a little bit time for us to get going here. And this is Mena with it, guarded by Jaime Gomez. And the second free throw by Flores was good as well. There's going to be a foul. I believe it's going to be on the Javelinas. So big break there for the Eagles. Brad, I would say if for nothing else, at least cut it to single digits by half. Right. I think that you'd have to feel pretty good if you're Coach Ryan Geiger and the Eagles, if they can at least do that.
That's a 3rd foul on Zero for them now.
So you got 2 guys with 3 fouls. Yes, sir.
And Zero's one of their main players, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's Rousseau. Yes, that's Jaden Rousseau. Yeah.
I think he's their number 2 guy on scoring on the year.
First one from Aiden is good. One more coming from Aiden. They could cut the deficit to 10 with this one. And he does just that. Javelina's coming the other way with it. 24 with it, drives in, lays it up, and it's good. That's Arenas, Jesus Arenas. Jaime coming the other way with it. Got 2.5 left until halftime. Baker goes in and passes it out to Palacios, over to Spencer. Back to Palacios. Palacios shoots a 3. No good, but Baker, we're going to get a foul here. I'm not sure who the foul was on. I'm assuming it's the Javelinas, because the Eagles aren't moving. They're staying on the far end. Yes, Baker's going to go to the line to shoot. As I mentioned, they're already in the double bonus for the rest of the half till the third period starts, basically. First free throw from Baker is no good. Definitely will say that Kaimi is not the free throw shooter that Aiden Flores is. So, but hopefully he can make this one here. And in and out, no good. Almost. For sure closer than the first one. The first one didn't have much of a chance. Mena, and he loses it. I think, but they keep it with Javelinas down on their end. We're kind of at midcourt where we're set up. Of course, I know y'all can't see it because we don't have any video, but we're kind of at midcourt here. That's Rabazo.
Kind of high and back off the court quite a ways.
I like the setup here, Brad, I have to say, because we're kind of spread out really nicely. Rabazo just holding on to the ball, and now he finally drives in with it, lays it up, no good. Baker rebounds it. Oh, the Eagles once again, they try to outlet pass, but they don't realize those guys are laying back, and there's going to be an and one for the Javelinas as Mena scores. I see they're really good about, and I would have to say they've probably seen that on film to know where those passes are going to go when the Eagles are trying to head out on a fast break, because that's like the third or fourth time already that and this is the time we've been here. We got here right at the start of the game, and that they've cut off passing lanes and cut right in front and picked off passes, and not only that, that's one thing, but then it results in a points the other way. And in one instance, it was a three-pointer the other way, so that turns the game around pretty quick against you if you can't cut down on those turnovers. So we're at 1 minute, 42 seconds left until halftime. Again, the Javelinas do lead the Eagles 39-25, but still the rest of this half to go, and as I mentioned to Brad earlier, and Brad seems to agree that if we can get it cut down to at least within 10, but for sure if we can get it into single digits, then we probably feel a lot better about our chances going into the second half. And I think if you're Coach Ryan Geiger at halftime, you got to tell those guys, look, I know you want to get out on the fast break, but you got to watch where you're throwing the ball. They're reading every time you're, I would think kind of you want to maybe, if anything, take advantage of the aggressiveness of the Javelinas. Mena's going to shoot a free throw here. It's up and good. I'm not sure where.
He had the and one.
Yeah, it was an and one. So
yeah, he made the bucket.
So yeah. Well, they must have called it on the floor, I'm assuming, because that was a lot of confusion because it should have been an and one, and he made this shot, so it should be just 40. And they put it on the wrong end. It's not the Eagles' point. It's the Javelinas' point. Should be 40-25. They got it on the wrong end. So they need to get that corrected.
39-26.
Okay, so now it's 40. So now it's 40-20. Okay, so now they got it corrected. So we got a whistle. Now let's see what this is about. They're over at the scorer's table. I'm not sure there was. Looking at the haircut on that referee, kind of looks like I do. I just got my haircut today. I admit, I like that haircut there. It's official here closest to us by the Eagle bench. Well, actually, the benches are on both. They're on the end that we're on, just that we're on the Eagles, right behind where the Eagles are sitting, and then the Javelinas are over to our right. And the Javelina fans are across from us. They're across the way from we're here in the midst of our fans.
I think there's an issue with the clock didn't start.
That's what I see. That's what they're doing now, and you can see it there too on your feed. Jaime with it, and I think we got all that straightened out. Jaime with it, gets it over to Spencer. Spencer back to Jaime. Jaime over to Baker. Baker over to Spencer. Spencer gets it over to Flores. Flores is going to drive in, gets it to Cruz, and that should have been a foul, but Sumerian does score. Yeah, he did get bumped, though. It should have been an and one from Sumerian, but they didn't give it to him. Mena with it. Gets it over, or actually has it, and dribbles it, passes it to 24. That's Arenas. cross-court pass. And now out front is Urabazo. And inside, 24, Arenas. Lays it up, no good. He gets it back, though, and that's another thing the Eagles got to work on is that rebounding. That's killing them right now because they're getting some offensive rebounds and taking advantage of it. And so that for sure got to do that, the Eagles, that is. Spencer with it. Gets it over to Flores. Flores, and one. That's the one that we should have had a while ago, didn't get. But now Flores goes and scores, goes up with a short jumper, and is fouled. And, Brad, you mentioned those guys with the foul trouble. We still got another half of the game to play, so that might come into play come in the second half. Free throw by Flores is good. So while you are the Javelinas and you do feel good about having a 13-point lead, you still got another half to play. You got to make it through. What if you have to play without, like you said, one of those guys being one of their main guys? Arenas with it. Back, and they love those cross-court long passes, I'm noticing. And there again, Arenas with it. Over to Urabazo. Back to Mena. Mena's going to shoot a three. And no good off the rim. Rebound. And there's the halftime buzzer. So your score at halftime is going to be the Crystal City Javelinas 42, your Luling Eagles 30. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, catch our breath, and hadn't really breathed too much since I got here. So we're going to go ahead and run our halftime commercial set. So stay tuned here for the second half of tonight's area round playoff game between the Crystal City Javelinas and your Luling Eagles on LASB. Thank you for watching and listening.
Nestled on the outskirts of Luling and Lockhart, is the beautiful and quaint chapel on Mayberry Hill. A tiny wedding chapel specializing in micro-weddings, vow renewals, officiant services, and as a photography venue. The chapel is both rustic and elegant, as it sits atop the wooded grounds of a private residence. Named after the homestead and hill it rests upon, the chapel features a cedar accent wall, stunning cedar slatted high ceilings, genuine hardwood floors, and beautifully restored stained glass windows. The Mayberrys are both ordained ministers and enjoy the opportunity to provide small, affordable and stress-free micro-wedding ceremonies, with a wide range of services and all-inclusive packages. Follow the chapel on social media or see their website at chapelonmayberryhill.net.
The management and the staff of the Luling Foundation Farm are striving to produce the safest and best quality Angus beef possible for their customer. This beef is grown locally on the best forage and feed available in the most humane way possible. The Foundation Farm is doing everything they can to produce an excellent beef eating experience for their customers. Please call for current prices and availability at 830-875-2438. Thanks for considering our product. L&S Mexican Restaurant is located on 310 East Pierce Street in Luling, Texas. L&S have a rotating daily breakfast and lunch specials. Steak ranchero tacos on Mondays from 5 to 11 a.m. And cheeseburger and fries combo with medium drink on Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Along with a full menu of the finest of Mexican foods. L&S offers great service with a family-friendly environment. So, grab the family and head on over to L&S Mexican Restaurant. Good times with great people. We all have memories of sitting on the front porch with our parents and grandparents, surrounded by friends, having a good time. At Mom's Front Porch, we are recreating that atmosphere, where you can share a sweet treat or ice cream with the kids or grandbabies, or relax with friends over a cup of coffee. Our ever-changing menu includes everything you may need to start your day off with some good treats. We love spending time with our lovely guests and providing them with great food and environment that feels just like home. So come on over to Mom's Front Porch. We can't wait to welcome you into our own little world of happiness. Mom's Front Porch is located at 401 East Davis Street.
Richie 360 Photo Booth Rentals is your one-stop shop for your next event. Whether it's weddings, baby showers, birthdays, graduations, and more. You can have the best of both worlds with our 360 video booth and mini booth mirror. The 360 photo booth is a revolutionary next-level photo booth experience. The revolving camera surrounds attendees, capturing a 360-degree slow-motion movie that your guest will remember forever. Here at Ritchie 360 Photo Booth, this is where moments turn into memories. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook.
Come on down, Uncle Wiggly's in town. Hot and delicious, it's the best around. They got burgers and Bluebell and so much more. Retro wrestling and music, there's fun in store. So come on down to Uncle Wiggly's at our Luling store.
KJ's Embroidery is the place that can make your embroidery dreams a reality. If you're looking for embroidery work for business hats, shirts, or patches embroidered with your business logo, owner Randy Ellis can get you lined up. From a handful of items to bulk items, KJ's Embroidery is the one to call. Check them out on Facebook to stay up to date with all of their current work. If you would like to reach out to KJ's Embroidery for embroidery work done, you can send an email to kjsembroidery@gmail.com, or you can call them at 830-263-2447.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here on the Luling Eagles Sports broadcast. Eric Lugo, Brad Wright, and Greg Tracy is here, but he had never put on his headset yet, so I'm assuming he might not like us today, so he's going to stay over there and with his wife over there. She's here with us as well, Stephanie. Patricia Trish Calloway did not make the trip with us today, although I see two of her sisters are here, but I believe it's because she had to take care of the family business. Somebody had to stay behind and do that, so I guess she drew the short straw. So But she's supposedly online. I think I haven't heard from her. But
yeah, she said the
okay.
Lion Pride Sports broadcast said, "Let's go Eagles." Of course, Fino's listening, and Gilbert and Hale is watching.
Okay, sure. And then I have a couple too. Supposedly, our boys' soccer team is supposed to be watching and listening right now. They were going to have a big old watch party. Their coach said. Shout out to my guy Jose Campos over there, Coach Campos.
I'm trying to get us some updates on scores.
Oh, okay. That's what Greg was working on, getting some updates. He was actually doing some work. We didn't know. He didn't tell us that. It was.
I was eating before I.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll let it slide this time.
Hey.
So,
you ate it before I did, so.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just got another shout out from Cheryl Bullock. Not as good as me. I mean, I don't know what she's talking about. Maybe play-by-play wise, I'm assuming. And thank you, Cheryl, if that's what you're talking about. I appreciate that. So about to get started here. The Javelinas do have the possession arrow, so they will be the ones inbounding the ball to start the second half. There it is. 11 with it over to number 2, Mena. And three-pointer on the way, and no good, so that helps the Eagles there. Aiden Flores didn't get the rebound right away, but he did gather it in eventually. So he has it, brings it into the front court. Of course, the Eagles are going to the side closest to us. Yeah, he's going to get called for a travel. I saw that right away. So, unfortunately. And as well, I know I saw him at my uncle's funeral the other day. And then, of course, my family, condolences to all my family, my cousins and my aunt on the passing of my uncle. And I did see Jason Rios, one of our school board members, and did inform me that he'd be running for re-election. And there's a pass inside and a layup by 11. That's Dakota Rivera. And that makes the lead 44-30 for the Javelinas. Spencer with it. Brings it into the front court. Gets it over to Aiden. Aiden with it. Gets it over to Zamarian, who's in. Over to Spencer. Spencer goes in, shoots a floater. No good, but he does get fouled. And Mena was looking like, was it me? He had that, was it me? And then, like Brad mentioned, we got a shout out from the Sarge. Apparently the Sarge is tuned in or maybe checked in here or there because I believe he had a game, or I know that he didn't get this game. He had tried to do the broadcast for the NFHS network, and he didn't get this one. Free throw missed by Spencer. And so he'll get one more. 7:01 left until the end of the third period. Free throw is good. Makes the score 44-31. The Eagles got to play a little bit of defense here, Brad. They're going to get back in this game. They can't keep trading buckets. That's Russo with it. Over to Mena. Mena with it. Mena gets it over to 11 for a three. That's no good. Rebound by Baker. And over to Spencer. I guess that's one good way not to get pass cut off is he was right next to him, but then again he threw it so hard that he almost turned it over. Spencer gets it over to Baker. Baker with it. Baker's going to shoot a three, and they're letting him have it. No, he misses it. We're going to get a foul. Who is it on? Is it on Urabazo or is it on Jaime?
It's on them.
Okay, it's 13. On them, and so it's Urabazo. 13. That's going to be his first. Zamarian on the inside, and he's going to, I thought score, but it went out. And rebound for the Javelinas. Going to have a three-pointer on the way, and that's good. That's Mena. And that's another young man. They're going to have to stop that young man, too. He's a very good shooter. And now they're up 16. Spencer with it. And dribbles it out front. Gets it over to Flores. What did we get here? A foul, I believe.
Yeah, 2 for them.
Yeah, Mena again on a foul. And it looks like their coach is going to want a timeout. Let's see. I'm not sure. Let's see the fouls. I'm trying to see the foul situation on Mena. They haven't given it to him yet on the board. You can see it there on the video feed that you have. Okay, that's just 3 fouls. Now that's a third player with 3 fouls for them. But that's the good news if you're an Eagle fan. But the bad news is you trail by 16 points, 47-31. So 5:53 left, so we'll see if the Eagles can try to, again, get this down to 11, 10 digit area of a deficit. Our fans here, we're in the midst of our fans, and I'm sure you can hear them there on the ones of you that are watching our feed. Of course, Crystal City does have their broadcast as well. They're across the way from us. And but I have to say the reason I wanted to do our broadcast anyway was because I felt like you fans deserve a little better. They don't give you much commentary, so I can't see them getting chosen to do a state semifinal or a state final playoff game for sure. So ball passed in, and no slight on them at all. I'm not trying to, I'm just saying that I knew you guys that are our fans deserve better. 3-pointer from Brayson is no good. And pass inside, and they're running out, and 0. Russo scores on the bucket. And now the Eagles trail by 18. Jaime bringing it into the front court and had it knocked away over to Spencer. Spencer with it. Dribbling it around. Gets away from one of the Javelinas and then turns it over as he throws out to get it to Aiden. He threw it away. And Jaime's going to pick up what I would say a pretty cheap foul. He was out in front. He was just trying not to let, I believe that was 0 Russo with the ball. And he just didn't want him to get an easy bucket, so he picked up a
he had the
cheap
foul
foul.
anyway.
Exactly.
So
yeah, right. That's true. You do. 3-pointer on the way, and that's going to be good from Mena. So the Eagles digging a pretty big hole here. They got to try to dig their way out if they're going to have any chance of coming back. Spencer over to Jaime. Jaime over to Aiden. Aiden's going to shoot a 3, and that's exactly what the Eagles needed, and they got it. And Russo coming the other way, 0. Gets it over to 13. That's Urabazo. He misses off back of the rim. And then crashing the board, Zamarian tried to get the rebound, and I think instead he's going to get a foul. He didn't come up with the ball. And he did, I believe that's his first, yes. And he's going to check out. I believe Hanks checked back in. Maine is going to shoot another 3. This one's going to be off. Yeah, I could see that right away. And instead, that's 0 Rousseau, and he's going to score a 3. Jaime Gomez coming the other way with it for your Eagles. Gets it over to Spencer. And then over to Jaime. Jaime over to Aiden Flores. And back to Jaime. Jaime's going to shoot. Oh, he tried to. He got it blocked. And then coming the other way, Urabazo, he lays it up and misses, and Hanks is there to get the rebound. Spencer coming the other way with it. Crosses midcourt. Gets it over to Hanks, who's in. Gets it. Oh, and I believe, it was off the knee of a Javelina player, so the Eagles catch a break there. 3:47 left in the third period, but the Eagles do trail by 21 points now, 55-34. Inside to Hanks. Hanks is going to go up. Oh, and instead, this is Spencer for 3. That's good for Brayson Spencer. So the Eagles, maybe that'll get them started here. But they got to stop them on defense, and so far they haven't been able to do it. They've been dialing up those 3-pointers and pretty successfully, too. Mena with it. Passes it over to Urabazo. Inside to 11. That's a layup. That's good. That's a Rivera. Coming the other way with it are the Eagles. Spencer now trail by 20, 57-37. Spencer gets it over to Jaime. Jaime's going to drive in and lay it up, reverse, and that's good for Jaime Gomez. The Javelinas coming the other way with it. Drives in, that's Russo, and Russo turns it over. He went in a bunch of white jerseys, and I guess I need to get to that too. I never did get that done earlier, but I'll get that earlier. Jaime's thought about a 3 and changed his mind. Flores with it. Flores is going to shoot a 3, and that's off the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Javelinas and stolen by Spencer. They took a page out of the Crystal City playbook, but then Crystal City got it right back, and then Mena scored. Spencer had the right idea, but then ended up turning it right back over. He has it. Gets it over to Jaime, over to Aiden. Aiden's going to shoot a three. That's no good. And going to get a foul here on Hanks. And the Eagles trailing once again by 20, 59-39. Seems like every time the Eagles try to make a run, the Javelinas, they either come up with a steal or something that stops it. And this is Russo bringing the ball into the front court. Again, that's Jaden, his first name, Jayden. Russo, Roussseau. And there's a layup, and that's good. That was Mena. It's Mena on his last name.
And he is their main scorer. He's about almost a 20-point-a-game scorer.
So down under 2 minutes now left in the third period. Sorry, Brad.
He's definitely living up to it tonight with his shooting.
Then that's Jaime over to Spencer, inside to Flores, and tipped. And Jaime does get it back. It was tipped, so it's no over and back. And over to Spencer. Spencer almost traveled, but he does keep his feet. Over to Hanks. Back to Jaime. Jaime's going to dial up a three, and that's good. Exactly what the Eagles needed there. So, but they need some defense to go along with it. The Javelinas, are already up to 61 points, and we still got a whole another quarter and a little bit to go. So this is Russo with the ball across midcourt. Dribbles it. Gets it over to Mena. Mena guarded out there by Jaime Gomez. Passes it back to Russo, a three, no good. Rebound by Flores. Let's see if the Eagles can take advantage of this. They got the rebound, got a stop on defense. One of the rare stops they've had here recently. Jaime thought about a three and passes it to Flores. Flores with it, and they're going to steal it from him. And out in the run is Mena, and Mena lays it up, and it's good. And, there's not a lot of size on this Crystal City team, Brad, but I can definitely see why they're in the position they're in. They got a lot of speed, and they handle the ball very nicely.
Yeah, they hustle, and they don't mind cutting to the rim.
Right. So Braden Palacios checks in for Baker. Pass to Spencer. Spencer's going to bring it across midcourt. Of course, those of y'all that aren't aware, Pleasanton mascot is the Eagles as well. Three-pointer from Spencer is no good. Rebound by Palacios over to Jaime, and Jaime loses it as he goes up, but he does get it back. He's going to shoot a three, and that's good. Nothing but net on that one for Jaime Gomez. So we're down in the final seconds of the third period here. Mena with it. Gets it over to Russo. Russo over to Mena. Mena's going to line up a long three, and that's no good. And that is the end of the third period with your score, the Crystal City Javelinas 63 and your Luling Eagles 45. So while we got a break in the action, I need to go ahead and I got a couple of reads to do of the commercial for the UIL that they request. Has to do with the state tournament, the state basketball tournament. Let me see if I can get that. I had that pulled up. And while I'm working on that, just in case y'all aren't aware and didn't see the post earlier, the issues that we were having with the website have been resolved. So our website is back up. So you can, if anybody wants to know how to watch the game and don't want to go directly to YouTube, they can go to the website, and the website will say, or actually, what I was going to say is there's a video feed on the website of the game. So it's a YouTube feed basically. So. And I can't find that, but I have it in an email, so I'll get that at the next break. So I apologize, I don't have that ready, but I want to do the UIL right by, do it about right by them, so I don't want to rush to do it and miss some information on the way. So. I had it pulled up, but knowing me, I was looking at some other websites earlier. It probably disappeared behind some of those. And the Eagles did have the ball to start the fourth period, so they did inbound it. Cantu is in for the Eagles. He got a touch there. And Palacios, long three for Jaime, and that's good. Jaime Gomez, good start for the Eagles in the fourth period. That's what it's going to take to get back in this game. And we're going to have a foul there, I believe, on Cantu. As I mentioned, he just checked in. So, and that was almost in Luling, I'd have to say, that three-pointer from Jaime. Definitely close to midcourt. It wasn't too far from midcourt. Long three-pointer, and Jaime buried it. Ball inbounded, and Palacios with it. And Mena has it now. Actually, Palacios was the one guarding Mena. I just said that he was the one with the ball.
They're going to start trying to eat as much clock as they can every possession here.
And they seem to be working on that. Rousseau's going to dial up a three, and that's good. Big shot for them after Jaime came up with that three that he had. So Jaime is with the ball now, crosses midcourt over to Spencer. Spencer with it. Gets it over to Flores. Flores is going to get knocked down. I believe he's going to draw a foul, not pick up a foul, but rather draw one from the Javelinas. And, of course, the period just started, so, of course, they have to pick up a few more for the Eagles to be shooting free throws. Unless it's a shooting foul, of course. Palacios with it over to Flores. Back to Palacios. Over to Spencer. Spencer with it. Drives in. Lays it, short jumper is good. And coming the other way, and the Javelinas, they know how to run that floor, and they run out, and that was, I believe, Rivera. Yes, it was, and he laid it up and good. Jaime with it for the Eagles. Over to Flores. Flores over to Palacios. Palacios with a three, and that's good for Braden Palacios. Not much of a scorer all season for the Eagles, but that's a big one there. And that's Mena dialing up a three, and that's no good. Rebound the Eagles. And that was 23 that tried to knock that away from Jaime. That's Isaiah Mata. Three-pointer from Flores is no good. And rebounded by Mena in the corner, and he's going to throw it off of Palacios. So good job there by Mena to draw that turnover. As he was trapped deep in the corner, he never would have got out of there without turning the ball over unless he threw it off of Palacios, which is what he did. Ball going the other way. That's 11 over to 13. Missed by, that was Urbazo, I'm sorry. And there's a turnover, and the Eagles will have the ball. So 5:49 left here in the fourth period. And Eagles trying to climb back into this, but they don't have a lot of time to be wasting, I'll say that. Palacios with it, but you feel like they can get a couple of stops on defense and dial up a couple of threes. It's right back interesting. Flores with it over to Palacios. And it goes off that was knocked, I think it was 23 that knocked it out of bounds, which is Mata. Jaime will be inbounding the ball for your Eagles. It's it over to Palacios, over to Jaime. Jaime with it. And drives in, no good on the runner as it went off the backboard and skimmed the rim and then out. And so the Javelinas coming the other way with it. Mena with it. And I believe he's going to pick up a foul. I think it was Flores. Or was it Jaime? It might have been Jaime. I know Jaime reached around him, but I didn't see that he made contact. But apparently he did because they gave it to him. It's his third. Inbounded to Mena. Mena with it. Goes over to 11. That's Rivera. And then the Eagles almost got a turnover on that. They didn't, though. At least not yet. Urbazo's going to drive in, kicks it out to Mena. And back to 11. That's a three, and that's good. Dakota Rivera with a three for the Javelinas. And I have to say, they definitely like to let you know with them three fingers in the air when they make one. Baker with it. We're going to get a timeout here, I believe. Yep. And I'm sorry, Brad, what was that? Yeah, it was a timeout. Okay. So 4:47 left here in the fourth period, and the score is Crystal City Javelinas 71, your Luling Eagles 53. So I do have the commercial now for the UIL, so I'll have to read it a couple of times, but What I'll say is what I said the other day. If you don't get you a pen or go get you one, and if you don't have it, don't worry. I'll read it again here in a little while, and so you'll be able to get it the second time around. Hoops enthusiasts, mark your calendars for the back-to-back UIL State Basketball Championships at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. The girls' basketball championships take place February 27th through March 1st, so right around the corner next week, actually, I think, and then followed by the boys' championship March 6th through the 9th. Be there to witness history in the making. For all the must-know details and to grab your tickets, visit uiltexas.org/basketball. Again, that's uiltexas.org/basketball. So if you didn't get that, like I said, I've got to go get my pen, I didn't get it, or a piece of paper, I got to find a piece. Where's a piece of paper when I need one? So go ahead, you got time, and at the next dead ball, I'll go ahead and read it the second time. The UIL does like us to do that. Actually, I should say they like us to do it. They require us to do it to be able to do this broadcast. Spencer for a three, no good. And rebound by Flores. Flores goes back up, and he misses. Palacios off his hands, and it goes out of bounds. I believe it's going to be a turnover. Yes, it is. Turnover, and it'll be turnover to the Javelinas. They'll inbound here. 23, that's Mata. Over to Mena. Over to Rivera. Almost a turnover. They almost didn't establish itself, but they did. And then Russo is going to score on a layup. And I have to say, they've scored a lot of layups tonight, have the Javelinas.
A lot of threes. I think I have them for 12 threes.
A lot of threes as well, yes, sir. And that's Flores. Gets it over to Jaime. Jaime with it. So Eagles about 4 minutes or so, and they're down 20, so they got to make a move here pretty quick. Spencer with it, has it blocked, and rebound is going to be by Russo for Crystal City. He's coming the other way with it, passes it, and we're going to get offensive foul. That was offensive foul on Russo, I believe. He passed the ball out as he was driving in. And I say, Brad, one of the rare mistakes tonight for the Javelinas, because they haven't made many, so that was one there, though. Spencer with it as he gets it from Flores. Passed it to Flores on the inbound and then got it back from him. And now he has it and gives it over to Jaime. Jaime thought about a long three. He does shoot it here, and it's off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for, and that was Russo. Gets it out front, lays it up, and that's going to be good, and it's going to be an and one. That was 13 for Abazo. Jordan or Abazo for the Javelinas. So he puts them up 22, 75, 53 at 3:37 left here in the fourth period. So not looking too good if you're an Eagle fan. Free throw is no good and rebounded by Spencer. Spencer with it, drives in, doesn't try to pick up a foul, didn't. Instead, Javelinas coming the other way. It's Mena. Mena lays it up, and I don't know how he did it, but he scooped it in, and if that young man, he's all excited, and I would be too, who had a circus shot like that and just went in the hole.
But that's the kind of night it's been for the Eagles.
Exactly.
Or for them, I guess you could say.
Exactly. Palacios with a miss on a jumper and goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Javelina ball, looks like.
Going to be a foul on Palacios.
Okay. So foul on Braden. That's his third. So ball being bounded. But if it does end here for the Eagles, by district champs, you can't take that away from them. And they're going to ball loose here. And, of course, the only thing that does hurt is we're losing, if you want to count Cade Samuelson, 4 seniors. But although Cade hasn't played very much in the playoffs, I think he's more concentrating on his baseball prowess now. And we get an injury here. I think Jaime took a hard fall. That's what it was. I was wondering what the delay was, and yeah, it was. It was and as it's mentioning, the seniors, Jaime Gomez being one, Aiden Flores being another one, and Jadis Hanks, I believe, is the third one. If I'm not correct, Brad, I think it's Jadis Hanks is the other senior besides Aiden and Jaime. So those are the 3 that you're going to really miss next year. Of course, the Marion Cruz will be back. Brayson Spencer will pretty much be the team leader, I would think, next year. with Jaime being gone. We're losing him to graduation. Spencer with it and drives in, passes to Marion. So Marion shoots a jumper. It's no good. Out front and it's blocked by Flores. Good job there as he blocked Arabazo. And Spencer coming the other way with it. So the Eagles at least going to go out fighting, if nothing else. Layup is no good from Flores. And coming the other way is the Javelinas, or Abazo with it. Gets it to Mena. Mena's going to line up a three, and that's good. They have such beautiful shots on those three-pointers, and like Brad said, they haven't missed many. And when you look at having a 27-point lead, that's a lot of it right there. When you don't miss, those points add up pretty quick. And the layup is no good, and I believe Spencer's going to pick up that foul. That was, I believe, Mena that got knocked down. So the Javelinas look like they are going to advance. 2 minutes left here in the fourth period. So they will take on the winner of the Rio Hondo versus
West Oso,
Corpus Christi West Oso. Thank you, Brad. Game. And there's a missed free throw. And that will either be on Monday or Tuesday of next week is my understanding. I know I'd asked Brad if they did regional tournaments anymore. He said no, they don't. So then that means that they're going to have the regional semifinal.
We got 6 guys on the court.
Either Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah, one of them's got to come off. As Brad mentioned, Eagles have 6 players on the court. Now, unless you want to pick up a technical foul, I guess you can leave it.
That's on the official. You don't put it in the play.
Right, okay, yeah. So, I believe there was a missed free throw there, Brad, I believe, right?
One miss, one make.
Okay, one miss and one make. So, again, a great season by the Eagles. Nonetheless, looking like it's not going to be their night tonight, but you have to give it up to the Javelinas as well, like Brad mentioned. When you're making threes, pretty much, I don't know how much of a percentage, but a pretty high percentage of makes on the threes. And then also they know how to cut off passing lanes, and they know how to definitely run out on a fast break. They did a lot of that tonight. A lot of both. Hanks with it, lays it up, and it's good. And a timeout by, I think that was Coach Geiger and the Eagles. So, like as I mentioned, if you're going to go out, you're going to go out fighting. Down 81-55. That's what, a 26-point lead for the Javelinas. So, and again, let's go ahead and do the read one more time for the commercial while I got a break here. Hoops enthusiasts, mark your calendars for the back-to-back UIL State Basketball Championships at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. The girls' basketball championships take place February 27th through March 1st. Again, that's next week already. And it's followed the following week by the boys' championships, which are March 6th through March 9th. Be there to witness history in the making. For all the must-know details and to grab your tickets, visit uiltexas.org/basketball. Again, that's uiltexas.org/basketball. And we do thank the UIL as well for allowing us to at least do an audio-only broadcast. And we're going to move on now, looks like, to the spring sports. And so that means that our good friend Uncle Wiggly's, or good friend Logan over at Uncle Wiggly's, won't be the title sponsor
still.
Yeah, but we do have soccer. I forgot. Yeah, we did have that going on. I didn't think about that, Brad. Thank you for reminding me of that. So he'll be sponsor still for those sports, but or for that sport, let me say, because basketball will be over. But the baseball and softball, of course, first of all, play-by-play will be handled by Mr. Tracy over there. And so you won't get me because I have to have my announcing duties during baseball season. But you will get, as I mentioned, Greg and Brad for those sports. And the title sponsor for those sports is Magnolia Mart. For those of y'all that aren't aware, our friend Faraz Abuwej over there. So shout out to Faraz. I'm sorry, I'm saying his name wrong. Faraz, not Faraj. So it looks like Coach Geiger cleared his bench. We got some substitutes in. We got 33. Brad gave me the roster, so let me go ahead and give those young men shouts out. They deserve them. Spencer with a 3, no good. We have 2 young men that checked in. Jordan White, number 15, And then got, who was the other one? 33. That's Keaton Cole.
And 24.
And then 24, that's Lucas Galvan Jones. So I believe all those three of those young men were moved up from JV in time for the playoffs. So shout out to those young men. I know that Lucas Galvan Jones played on the football team as well. He returned a lot of kicks during that season. And he'll be back next year. All these young men, like I said, the only ones we're losing are Aiden Flores, Jaime Gomez, Jadis Hanks, and for most of the season he played, but not right now, Cade Samuelson. So it looks like the Javelinas just content to run the clock out. Mena just dribbling the ball around. And there's a foul. So again, the Javelinas will advance to play the winner of Rio Hondo and Corpus Christi West Oso. Like I said, it'll be next Monday or Tuesday, this coming Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it is. We got some subs for Crystal City as well. 21, that's Nick Elizondo. And 12, Michael Trevino, he checked in as well. Some of that, I'm assuming, don't play very much. Sonny Valadares, number 15. So they all checked in, and so that is the ball game. So your final score here is the Crystal City Javelinas 81 and your Luling Eagles 55. So the Eagles season does end in the area round of the playoffs. So we want to thank everyone out there for your support all season. We appreciate it very much, and glad we were able to come bring you this final game of the regular season for either basketball team. And so we'll be back, of course, for the basketball for next season in 2025-26. So we invite you to stay tuned and also join us for the remainder of the season. The baseball and softball broadcast that, like I mentioned, Greg will be the play-by-play on those. I'll be in on the ones I can, and the ones I can't, y'all know why I'm not there, so just let everyone know. So did we want to give a player of the game tonight, or are we just going to go ahead and – okay, no, not for tonight. So no player of the game. And so thanks to everyone for joining us again. And so for Greg Tracy and Brad Wright, this is Eric Lugo. Once again, your final score, 81-55. The Crystal City Javelinas are your area champions. And so until next time, I want to say to everyone, go Eagle Nation, and stay tuned for the alma mater that takes us out of the broadcast.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast of Luling Eagles Sports on the Luling Eagles Sports broadcast. Until next time, go Eagles.